Hello everyone. In the last video, we have tried to derive the differential equation for simple harmonic motion. We tried to understand what actually the differential equation means and how we can derive the differential equation for simple harmonic motion. Now today, by using the differential equation of SHM, we are trying to derive the equations for acceleration, velocity and displacement for a particle performing SHM. Now as I said, we are already aware that d2x upon dt square plus omega square x equal to 0 is the differential equation of SHM. Now if I shift this omega square x to the other side, I can write the same equation as d2x upon dt square is equal to minus omega square x. Now we are aware that d2x upon dt square is nothing but acceleration of the particle performing simple harmonic motion. So we can write the equation as A is equal to minus omega square x, and this expression A is equal to minus omega square x is the expression for acceleration in terms of displacement. Here x denotes the displacement of the particle. Now let us try to derive an expression for velocity. Again we are going to take reference of the differential equation of SHM. As we know, d2x upon dt square is equal to minus omega square x. Now this d2 square x upon dt square, we can write it in a way as d upon dt of dx upon dt, that is equal to minus omega square x. Now we all are aware that time rate of change of displacement, that is dx upon dt, is nothing but velocity. So we can write the same expression as d by dt of v, or we can say dv upon dt is equal to minus omega square x. Now the same expression dv upon dt can be written as dv upon dx into dx upon dt is equal to minus omega square x. The meaning remains unchanged. As we are dividing and multiplying by dx, this dx will get cancelled and we will have dv upon dt as it is. So dv upon dx into dx upon dt is equal to minus omega square x. Now this dx upon dt, as it is time rate of change of displacement, it is velocity, so we will write this as v into dv upon dx is equal to minus omega square into x. Let us shift this dx to the other side, so we will have v into dv is equal to minus omega square x into dx. Now we want to derive the expression for velocity of a particle performing simple harmonic motion. Now to find the value or find the equation for velocity, what we are going to do, we will integrate the above equation on both sides. So integration of v dv is equal to minus omega square x into dx and the integration of this term. Now here omega square is a constant, so it will come out of the equation of the integration sign. So we will have integration of v dv, applying the basic rules of integration. Integration of v into dv is v square upon 2. As omega square is constant, it will come out of this sign. So what we will have, omega square into integration of x dx will be what? It will be x square upon 2. So the whole term will become minus omega square x square upon 2 plus c. This c is what? It is constant of integration. Now if the particle is at extreme position, remember, if the particle is at extreme position, the velocity of the particle momentarily becomes 0, and at that time always remember that your particle is going to have maximum displacement, that is the displacement x will be equal to amplitude of the particle. Now here what we have written, at x is equal to plus minus a, this plus minus sign indicates both the directions from mean position. So when the particle is at extreme position, if velocity is 0 and your displacement is equal to amplitude, the equation becomes 0 is equal to minus omega square a square upon 2 plus constant of integration, that is c. Now we can find the value of c by rearranging the terms. So value of c comes out to be omega square a square upon 2. Let us substitute this value of c in the earlier equation. So we have v square upon 2 is equal to minus omega square x square upon 2 plus, instead of c we will write this as omega square a square upon 2. This 2 will get cancelled, and what we will have? We will have v square is equal to minus omega square x square plus omega square a square. Now this v square is equal to, take out omega as common, so omega square into bracket a square minus x square. If we take square root on both sides, we will have v is equal to plus minus omega under root a square minus x square, where a is the amplitude, x is the displacement. Okay, so this equation gives us the expression for velocity of a particle performing linear simple harmonic motion in terms of displacement. Remember, we are trying to derive the expression for velocity as well as acceleration in terms of displacement. Now next is we need to find out the expression for displacement. So we derive the expression for velocity, and it is v is equal to plus minus omega under root a square minus x square. So velocity we can write it as time rate of change of displacement. So this is dx upon dt is equal to omega under root a square minus x square. Let us rearrange the terms. Let this dt be taken to the other side, and this bracket or this term in the under square root sign can be shifted to the other side. So we have dx upon under root a square minus x square is equal to omega into dt. To find out the displacement, again let us integrate the equation on both sides. So we will get integration of dx upon under root a square minus x square is equal to omega under root or omega into integration of dt. Why this omega is not included in the integration sign? Because omega is constant. Now applying the basic rules of integration, integration of dx upon under root a square minus x square is nothing but sine inverse of x upon a, and integration of this particular term, that is omega integration of dt, it comes out to be omega t plus phi. Okay, so you get x is equal to, if you rearrange the terms in the above equation, you get x is equal to a into sine bracket omega t plus phi. So this is a general expression for displacement of a particle performing linear simple harmonic motion at time interval t. Okay, so now let us quickly try to check what are the values of displacement if the particle is starting from mean position and if the particle is starting from extreme position, and then what will be the values of displacement, velocity and acceleration accordingly. So if our particle starts from mean position, so mean position means what? The time period is 0 and x is equal to, that is displacement equal to 0. The displacement will be given by x is equal to plus minus a sine omega t. And if your particle is starting from mean position, that is if the displacement is equal to amplitude, so x is equal to plus minus a, in that particular case the displacement of the particle will be given by plus minus a cos omega t. So as we have derived the equations for velocity and acceleration as well, quickly let us check what will be the values if the particle starts from mean position and if the particle starts from extreme position. So if the particle starts from extreme position, the value of displacement is almost equal to amplitude, so we get x is equal to a. And if the particle is starting from mean position, the displacement of the particle is 0. Now what will be the condition or what will be the case for velocity? The velocity of the particle starting from mean position is always maximum and it will be given by a omega, and at extreme position the velocity will be 0. Similarly, if the particle is starting from mean position, the acceleration will be 0, and for extreme position the acceleration of the particle will be equal to omega square into a. Now if we know the expressions for the velocity, displacement and acceleration for a particle performing SHM from mean or even from extreme position, let us try to have the graphical representation of SHM. Now here when we will be discussing about the graphical presentation, we will be talking about two cases, one particle starting from mean position and the other particle starting from extreme position. First let us talk about particle starting from mean position. Now as we discussed that when the particle is starting from mean position towards the positive side, the displacement is given by the equation x is equal to a sine omega t. The velocity is time rate of change of displacement, so it will be given by dx upon dt, which will give you the expression for velocity as a omega cos omega t, and for acceleration it is dv upon dt, so the expression for acceleration will be minus a omega square sine omega t. Now taking these equations into consideration, let us see how we can represent it graphically. Now remember, when we are representing it graphically, the x-axis we are going to have time interval, so we have time interval on x-axis for all the three quantities, and on the y-axis we will be having displacement, velocity and acceleration respectively. Now let us check with the displacement. If particle is starting from mean position at time interval t equal to 0, so this indicates that the displacement is 0, but because the particle is going to start its motion, it is going to have maximum velocity, so velocity is starting from here, that is maximum velocity a omega, and again the acceleration of the particle is 0. Okay, so if you look at these graphical presentations, what we can say over here is the displacement, velocity and acceleration of simple harmonic motion, they are the periodic function of time. Okay, now the displacement time curve, that is the first diagram A. So displacement time curve and acceleration time curve, these two are the sine curves, and if you look at the diagram B, which indicates the velocity time curve, it is a cosine curve or cosine function. Now again, if you look at these two diagrams, you can see that there is a phase difference of pi by 2 radian between displacement and velocity. Check here, the displacement at mean position is 0 and displacement velocity at mean position is maximum. So you can say that there is a phase difference of pi by 2 radian between displacement and velocity, and there is a phase difference of pi by 2 radian between velocity and acceleration as well. And if you want to check the phase difference between displacement and acceleration, you can say that the displacement and acceleration graphs, they have the phase difference of pi radians. Okay, and one more thing you can just check it out here is that shape of all the curves, may it be displacement time curve, velocity time curve or acceleration time curve, the shapes of all the curves, they get repeated after 2 pi radians or after time interval t, that is capital T, which is the time period of SHM. Let us check what will be the graphical presentation for particles starting from extreme position. Now here these are the expressions for displacement, velocity and acceleration. So if particle starts from extreme position, its displacement will be given by a cos omega t, its velocity will be given by minus a omega sin omega t, and its acceleration will be minus a omega square cos omega t. Now if you look at the graphical presentation, as I said, your time is taken on x-axis for all the three graphs, and displacement, velocity and acceleration, they are plotted on y-axis. Now why we generally do this? Because independent quantities are on x-axis and the quantity which are dependent, they are on y-axis. So the displacement, velocity and acceleration, all these three quantities, they are going to change with respect to time, so we have plotted them on y-axis. If you check with the displacement, if the particle is starting from extreme position, so particle is going to have maximum displacement which is equal to amplitude. So graph shows here the particle starting from extreme position towards positive, so it is going to have the maximum displacement which is a. Now when the particle is at extreme position, momentarily its velocity is 0. So the velocity time graph or velocity time curve, you can see here, it is 0, and acceleration is exactly maximum and it is having minus a omega square as the value. Okay, so what conclusions we can have from this particular graph? Again, the conclusions will be same, that is displacement time curve, velocity time curve and acceleration time curve, they are periodic functions of time. And here also you can check that the phase difference between the displacement and velocity curves, it is pi by 2 radians. Okay, so this is how the graphical presentation for particles starting from mean and extreme position can be plotted and can be studied graphically. Now before going to the energy of a particle performing SHM, we need to again just have a clear-cut idea about the amplitude. We have already discussed that amplitude is maximum displacement of a particle performing SHM from its mean position. Okay, that is called as amplitude. And when we talk about the time taken by the particle, it is time taken by the particle performing SHM to complete one oscillation. It is known as time period of SHM. So time period will be given by 2 pi upon omega. Value of omega is what? It is k by m. So if omega is in the denominator, we can write time as 2 pi upon under root k upon m, When it goes to numerator, it will be 2 pi into under root m upon k. When we have to talk about frequency, then number of oscillations performed by the particle performing SHM per unit time is known as frequency. So frequency is denoted by small n and it is reciprocal of the time period. So n is equal to 1 upon t. T is what? 2 pi by omega. So frequency will be omega upon 2 pi, and that will be equal to 1 upon 2 pi into under root k upon m. That is the frequency of particle performing simple harmonic motion.